service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell, your full AccuWeather forecast right across the top of this and all CNC local news pages. Forgive my about half a voice, I've got the crud that's going around. And on with the news. Webster Police Chief Gerald Pickering says the actions of several officers who responded to the Christmas Eve ambush definitely saved lives when ex-con William Spengler tried to kill firefighters in West Webster. Chief Pickering and other officers released more details about what happened that morning when 2 West Webster firefighters were killed and 2 others injured by the gunman. In the pre-dawn hours, Spengler set fire to a car and the house at 191 Lake Road. Then he lay in wait across the street with a rifle and other weapons, and when the first fire truck pulled up, he started shooting. What Chief Pickering says Spengler apparently didn't bank on was that police responded immediately to the scene as well. First to arrive was Officer Mark Reed, who got there before any other fire trucks and landed right in the chaos of the attack. Reed called for ambulances after seeing firefighters down in the road. He also spotted the muzzle flashes from the sniper's rifle and shot back. Chief Pickering said Reed then saw the shooter start to run and lost track of him in the darkness. The chief said the actions of Officer Reed directly impacted the decisions of the shooter. The shooter never anticipated an immediate police response to the fire. Meanwhile, Webster Police Sergeant Kevin Hall arrived. Using a ballistic shield, he managed to reach firefighter Tomasz Kashovka. Realizing the firefighter was dead, Hall returned to his patrol car and armed himself with a rifle. Officer Sean Welch and Irondequoit police officer Doug Pollock had arrived by then. Together, the 4 officers set up a perimeter. Spengler eventually shot and killed himself rather than surrender. He left Kachovka dead, along with firefighter and Police Lieutenant Mike Ciparini. Firefighters Ted Scardino and Joseph Hofstetter were wounded. Both injured men were released from Strong Memorial Hospital over the weekend. Chief Pickering said Spengler was found with a rifle, a shotgun, a handgun, and more than 400 rounds of ammunition. He got off at least 38 shots that have been accounted for, and probably more that haven't been found. Police believe he would have fired far more if not for the quick work by the 4 officers and the many others who responded that day. Investigators also offered a possible motive for William Spengler's rampage against the West Webster Fire Department. Chief Pickering says Spengler's mother had died in October and left her savings to the West Webster Fire Department. That apparently angered Spengler. There are still some other details to be wrapped up as the investigation of the incident continues. Police are still trying to identify the body found in Spengler's burned-out house. They do believe it's his sister, Cheryl, who shared the home with him. U.S. Senator Charles Schumer has joined the voices asking President Obama to grant the Presidential Medal of Freedom to the West Webster firefighters killed and wounded in the tragic Christmas Eve shootings. An online petition started last week on whitehouse.gov quickly pulled in the necessary 25,000 signatures to merit consideration for the award. The Medal of Freedom is the highest awarded civilian medal. Senator Schumer released a letter to the White House in support of the petition's request, saying in part Lieutenant Ciparini, firefighter Kashovka, firefighter Hofstetter, and firefighter Scardino will forever be known as local heroes in Monroe County, and they are most deserving of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Well, the name Eastman Kodak will still be on digital cameras, even though Kodak itself is getting out of the consumer snapshot business. Kodak has announced a multi-year branding agreement with Los Angeles-based JK Imaging Limited. And JK Imaging will license use of the Kodak brand name on some of its consumer products, including a line of digital cameras, pocket video cameras, and portable projectors. They plan to launch their products in the second quarter of 2013. The deal means revenue for Kodak as it continues working its way out of bankruptcy, and it also means instant cachet for JK's new camera line. Kodak President Laura Quatella said Kodak remains a strong and trustworthy brand in the consumer space, and this reinforces the value of that brand. JK Imaging CEO Joe Attic said licensing the Kodak brand is a natural fit, and there's great significance and value in the Kodak name. And the terms of this agreement are not being disclosed. The Buffalo Bills wrapped up their search for a new coach faster than anyone imagined. After screening 5 candidates in less than a week, Buffalo signed Doug Marrone of Syracuse as its 16th head coach. Marrone said Buffalo is where he wants to be after Syracuse U.
Today I'm experiencing another dream come true. I moved on from Syracuse. to be with this outstanding organization. And I want to thank Mr. Wilson, Russ, and Buddy for what they've done.
And now with Marone on board, team president and CEO Russ Brandon says he'll leave no stone unturned in leading the Bills franchise into a new legacy that fans will be proud of, and that's back to a championship contender, his words. Besides his credit for turning the Syracuse program around over the past 4 years, Marone has NFL credits with the New York Jets and the New Orleans Saints. Here's some more sports news. Rochester's Abby Wambach has been named International Soccer Women's World Player of the Year at ceremonies in Zurich, Switzerland. FIFA, the regulating body for what the rest of the world calls football, called Wambach undoubtedly among the finest at her craft, not to mention an inspiration to young girls the world over. And Wambach said this is one of the few times she's been left literally speechless.
I couldn't believe it. I was sure Alex was going to win. She had statistically a phenomenal year, especially for it being her first year getting full starts.
Wambach netted 5 goals to help lead the USA Women's Olympic team to a gold medal in the London Games in the summer. You can find links to these and other stories to the left of the player window. At the bottom of the page are links for you to use to post us things you've heard about. Community news, we're a community news resource at CNC, so we want to know about wedding and birth announcements, business openings, and all that sort of thing. Post them right to us, and we'll use them here on the news. So the next news is as it happens. Updates are when necessary, and you can help us be the judge of that. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.